place to reaccumulate, right? Look at total 3 on the weekly chart, barely budges. Total 3 on the weekly chart was there. That was when Link got absolutely decimated with a pullback. It wasn't just Link. All the DeFi summer coins at that time, August 2020. Here we go. August 2020, 71% on Aave. Down for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Total 3 barely pulled back. Bitcoin from August until October of 2020 barely pulled back. This was Bitcoin, right? A 21% correction. 1 week, really. One sell-off, reaccumulate, the way it goes. And yet, 70% plus on alts. Now, when you look across some of the alts, the newer stuff as well, like we've had a bunch of that kind of already. We had big blow-offs in a lot of these coins and 76%. So from that perspective, it's good, right? Neon was a hyped up coin and ran up really hard and crashed back really hard, and probably now goes into like what Aave was doing or what Link was doing and consolidates and reaccumulates and then fucking rips higher. I think Neon's a decent bet. I don't own any, but I might buy some if I see a setup. But did we have that across enough of them? Right? No pullback on Sui. No pullback on Say. Say did try to pull back and has blasted off again. So a lot of these are not telling me that they've had their reset necessarily. Link, just a healthy pullback. Lido, just again, no real strong pullbacks. AKT, nothing. Even Fetch, they all just pull back into weekly bands, right? So, which that's good. You got Filecoin even with that. Filecoin had a big pullback, but still not. Those kind of things weren't in like blow off tops. You want to look at ones that were in kind of blow off top territory, like Tau, blow off top territory, right? So, I'm sorry if you're a Tau bull, but now is not the time to buy it. This is like that was a strong push. This is getting towards blow off top territory where there can be, maybe it goes to 750, 800. There can be a 50, 60% pullback from here. And there probably will be. And I like BitTensor and I want to buy some. But I'm not going to buy it until I see fear. Right? Because nobody knows what it does. I talked about this a little bit on the stream and I'll finish with this. And by the way, the point I was just trying to make there is there will come a point where there's a big correction when people aren't expecting it. I'm not saying it's yet. Like I said, a lot of these look like they've reset pretty nicely several weeks into the bands. There's not a lot of red flags for altcoins for me across the market, right? This kind of stuff, like Render, that's building a blow off top. It's literally building a base here to blow off into a high. And from there, that's when you see like the 50% correction. Like, I'm not saying get long Render because of that fucking squiggle. I'm saying it doesn't seem like it's ready to break down aggressively from here because it's already tried. Right? It went from 530 down to 340, so it's down 30 or 40%, and it held up. But stuff like this, all I see are BitTensor shills on my feed, and everyone's like super bullish BitTensor, and the reason they're bullish is because price is going up. Nobody knows what it does. They don't fucking have a clue. They're like, it's Bitcoin, but for AI and machine learning and all this kind of stuff. The average person has no idea what it does. They just think that this is the future of AI. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. I have no opinion either way. But what I do know is that everybody is bullish on BitTensor right now, even though they don't really know what it does, right? The reason they're bullish is because of price. The exact same thing will happen in reverse if and when it has a significant correction. Let's say it goes higher and then it has a big correction, right? When it's here, that's when I'm expecting to hear this is dead, BitTensor's a scam, you guys didn't even know what it did, You fucking idiots. You bought it like a stupid retard. AI is dead. AI doesn't suit crypto. AI is just a bubble. AI bubble has popped. You're fucking all idiots. That's the time I want to buy. Will that time come? I don't know. However, I do know that in every single market, every single cycle I've traded, every single narrative I've traded, that has always happened. Every time. So I'm confident that at some point in the next few months, there'll be people saying, because of red, remember this, because of red candles, they're not being rational here. Just like they're not being rational right now by saying they love something and it's great when they don't know what it does. In 6 months from now, the bears will be coming out and the perma bears and the doomers will be saying, you're all fucking idiots, stupid idiots. They don't feel confident saying it now. They don't say BitTensor's a scam now. They can't. It's going up. Because if they say it, they get laughed at. As soon as there's a few red candles, then they get brave. Like, ha, fucking idiots. AI bubble has popped. You're an idiot. Stay poor. That's the time I want to buy. I just don't feel it's never ever worked, and I don't feel comfortable buying something that's here when there's so much positive sentiment and there's so much we're all going to make it, and there's so much I'm buying, like all my net worth is in Tau and I'm fucking going to retire off it. Like I've seen a bunch of people say that. Those people need to suffer first. If they diamond hand and hold through it and they don't sell, they deserve the fucking 20k Tau or wherever the fuck it's going, right? But those people who are like, yeah, this is I'm not joking. I've been trawling the fucking internet. There are dozens of people saying that BitTensor's their retirement buy. They think it's the new Bitcoin. They've been memed into thinking that this is Bitcoin in 2009. You're like getting into Bitcoin in 2011. And maybe they're right. Maybe this is revolutionary AI stuff. But just like when you bought Bitcoin in 2009 or 2010 or 2011, right? You see all these fucking crazy moves. Maybe not this early. Who was buying it back then? There we go. Here we go. Right? Just like people buying Bitcoin here. But no, this my retirement bag. You only have to own fucking 500 Bitcoin or 1,000 Bitcoin, which back then was fucking nothing, right? Buying loads of Bitcoin, loads of Bitcoin, loads of Bitcoin. But then look what happened. Like, how many of them? There was people like this didn't move up by accident. There was people buying. There was people buying Bitcoin at $10, right? Because they believed in the whole, the early thesis, what Bitcoin's meant to be, and they put a bunch of money in, and then boom, it went to $30. Like, holy shit, my net worth is already 3x. I'm going to be a fucking multi-trillionaire by the retirement age. And then it goes down 93%. How many of them actually stuck with it? A lot didn't. Many did. But this is a natural, normal, necessary part of any market. And ignore the time axis, right? It doesn't matter if this is a weekly chart or that BitTensor is, a daily chart or whatever. Or it's a weekly chart as well. It doesn't matter about that. What matters is there has to be some kind of test, right? As in a significant pullback and a period where people think it's all over and think it's dead. Because that's where the smart money accumulate more. The people who do understand and do believe in it and do know that it's a good bet. You have to get people to panic and sell somehow, which only comes with red candles. So I don't know. As for BitTensor, it could genuinely go to 1,000. It could easily go to 1,000 here. Would I buy it? No, because it's up only, and I'm waiting again. I don't care how long I have to wait. Could wait till the end of the year, right? Everyone's like AI, AI, AI. Why does AI have to be a bubble that pumps and pops this year? It doesn't. AI is like the next decade. So I wouldn't be surprised if I saw all this $1,000 and then fucking $200 all this year, and then a massive move in 2025. So that's what I'm looking at. And for that to begin, Bitcoin will have some kind of correction, right? Bitcoin will just have a period of several weeks where it has uh, a bit of a pullback. Bitcoin can maybe go 20, 30%, but then some of these alts will just get absolutely crushed. Again, don't know when that is. And it can be a lot higher because Bitcoin, why would people sell here? They wouldn't. People are not selling their spot Bitcoin here. So what you need to see is really leverage to build up and for speculative retail to come back in, which we're starting to see signs of. As people get closer to the halving and they think they're missing out, they're going to get in and they're going to buy, and they're going to buy 50 and 55 and 60, and they're going to add leverage, just 2x leverage, because it can't pull back, can it? And then it pulls back. And it might not pull back 50%, but it doesn't need to, because they'll panic and sell on the way. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So for now, up only, but got one eye on a pullback. I think, whatever pullback that comes is quite likely to get bought up, depending on where it comes from. If we pull back from 52 on Bitcoin, I'd be looking to get long at 48 or 49 on a flush, and I would expect the dip to get bought and expect it to go higher. If we keep going up for another 2 or 3 weeks and we start getting closer to the halving and we're at 60K, it's likely we can have a deeper correction time-wise, because a lot of times we top out before the halving and then we reaccumulate for a few months and then we go up again. So we'll see. GM.